Hey, what's going on, everybody? Guys, the other day I was listening to some music. I actually listened to some Luther Vandross, and I was thinking, yeah, there's so many legends out there, so many musical legends that we really don't hear about too much anymore. Really, you can only go on YouTube and find out about them if you're really interested. But I was like, wow, this guy Luther Vandross, he has so many good songs. I was just going through song after song after song. And I was like, wow, maybe it might be cool if I did just like a little biography, just to show people who might not know who he is, who he is. I mean, he is considered one of the best R&B singers of all time. Like, maybe he is the king, So, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd just start this series, Forgotten Legends, something like that. And I thought maybe we could start off with Luther Vandross. So, here we go. Forgotten Legends, Luther Vandross, Episode 1. Luther Vandross, 1951-2005, was a vocalist, songwriter, and performer whose musical compositions influenced Broadway, pop, and late-night radio formatting. Born in New York City to Luther Vandross Sr. and his wife Mary Ida Luther Renzoni Vandross, grew up surrounded by the city's rich culture, raised in Harlem and later the Bronx by parents with backgrounds as vocalists with gospel and big band ensembles. Vandross developed a strong ear at a young age. He learned to play the piano by ear and by following along with records, and honed his vocal stylings by listening to various vocalists. As a high school student, he organized vocal harmony groups, which became significant training ground where Vandross developed his velvety textured tenor voice. Over his teenage years, Vandross develops his balladeer showmanship by watching top-tier performers on stage at the Apollo Theater and performing on the venue stage himself during amateur nights. He briefly attended Western Michigan University before transitioning into a full-time music career that saw him quietly take over mainstream American music and culture, infusing it with his elegant camp aesthetic. In the early years of his professional career, Luther Vandross juggled gigs as a jingle singer and sought-after background vocalist with a reputation as a skilled session artist. Within New York's central position in the crossroads of the entertainment world, Vandross lent his hand at composing for Broadway with hits such as Brand New Day for The Wiz 1975, and participated in pioneer glam rock acts such as backing vocalist for artists including David Bowie. He also sang with dance pop vocal groups like Change throughout this period. His eclectic work brought Vandross both exposure and time to develop a comfortable stage presence before embarking on a solo career. Vandross made his debut as a solo artist in 1981 with the release of Never Too Much on Epic Records. In quick succession, he released follow-up albums that built on the danceable repertoire of love songs that supported Vandross's widespread appeal. His audience fell in and out of love, marked important life events, and went about their daily lives to the soundtrack of his music. By the late 1980s, Vandross was booking large-scale arenas for his concert tours. He dazzled his fans in soaring vocals and shimmering suits that corresponded with equally impressive garments worn by his accompanied background singers. Folks flocked to see Vandross perform his biggest hits with his background singers and friends including Ava Cherry, Lisa Fischer, and Kevin Owens. Strutting about the stage and throwing in a short, coordinated choreography routine, say that 3 times fast, the musicians delivered exciting concerts that heightened the experience of listening and singing along to Vandross's popular Au revoir. Vandross continued his success following his immense activity in the 1980s and maintained his status as an influential, once-in-a-generation artist shaping the trajectory of American music. His body of work, specifically his love songs, was integral to the American soundscape of the late 20th century. His songs were definite examples of quiet storm, music smooth, jazz-influenced romantic ballads that dominated late-night urban radio programs. Throughout his career, he kept a busy schedule, releasing music and touring. His latest studio album, Dance With My Father, released in 2003, featured Vandross's powerful musical homage to his father. The autobiographical title track song commemorates Vandross's happy childhood memories of dancing at home with his mother and father in a way that resonated with audiences. The song earned Vandross several awards, including a Grammy Award for the Song of the Year. This final musical chapter in the 52-year-old's career featured him working alongside jazz musicians like Nat Adderley Jr., and young rising musical icon including Beyonce Knowles. Beyonce, y'all. Exhibiting an interest in romance from a young age, VANDROSS gravitated toward lead vocalists like Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, and Patti LaBelle. These women's music, which often discuss romantic life and love at home, appealed to VANDROSS. Losing his father to diabetes complications in 1959, at the impressionable age of 8 years old, VANDROSS looked to his community and entertainers to inform his musical voice and his impression of sensitive masculinity. Later in his career as a solo artist, this sensitivity was felt through interpretations of love songs and flashy concert wardrobes. Throughout his life, VANDROSS tightly controlled what elements of his personal life was shared with the public. A lifetime bachelor, the media frequently speculated on the vocalist's sexuality. His significant weight loss in the mid-1980s as a result of dieting occurred amidst the AIDS epidemic and spurred on false rumors that he too suffered from the disease that heavily impacted the gay community. VANDROSS denied the false allegations. July the 1st, 2005 was a sad day for the world and for music as Luther Vandross passes away at 54 due to complications caused by high blood pressure, chronic diabetes. For several years, he had struggled with the same health issues that impacted his older siblings and his father decades earlier. He was survived by his mother and beloved nieces and nephews. His legacy in American music is immeasurable and is still felt to this day. And what an amazing entertainer he was and still is. Let me make sure I look at the camera. Guys, thanks so much for watching my first video on the first artist, Luther Vandross. This article really didn't go too deep into him. There's a lot of stuff about him you can read up on. But hey, it's a great first episode, right? Of my new series. So thanks you guys so much for watching. When you get a chance, check out Luther Vandross's body of work. It's amazing. A lot of people say R. Kelly's the king of R&B. I think Luther Vandross is officially and will always be the king of R&B and maybe one of the top singers, musicians of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Soul Rebel. Peace.